Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Swordsman Mockman account, which is we're just going to call it the main account from now on, probably. I think this is where we left off with Void Campaign, not exactly sure, but it's 831. You can see why we got stuck on it last time. It's because it features one of the Void Campaign nightmares, which is just the Valkyrie. Kind of sucks that every single campaign wall is just some variation of Valkyrie or Holmes Young, Sherlock, or Gaggy. But I don't know. I don't know. Could use some creativity, in my opinion. There's only so much enjoyment I can have whenever I am trying to feign excitement of clearing the same exact stage template, just a chapter later. Because I think I've cleared this one probably at least 10 times. In all of Void campaign, Sherlock Holmes has appeared at least 10 times. It just gets tired. It does indeed get tired. We're going to cut this footage off a little bit early here. I'm going to show the build for this one because it was a big milestone clear for me at 831, but I'm going to show the build real quick. This is an 80 million attack Star Swordsman Mockman now. Use the splendid Wildfire Torch, except it's the deific version for Valkyrie stages, because it allows me to use Balance Strike. And combined with Holy Armor, I can have a pretty fair bit of safety with the Holy Armor Torch build. I am using the Armor Imprint because Holy Armor is going to scale with your actual armor. So, contrary to what is usually the case without Holy Armor, pumping up your regular armor stat with Holy Armor against the dot stage is rather helpful. We don't need to watch this stage because it's just the TVB wave, feeder energy, and then it'll die eventually. So 833, this is the big one that I cleared lately, most recently. If you look at the current leaderboards, there are lots of people stuck there. Just because it's the traditional Sherlock Holmes wave. It's pretty cool. The Valk stages and the Gaggy stages, those ones are problems because they deal damage even when CC'd. This one is a problem because you can't CC them. The Sherlocks just kind of remove it, which he is the most irritating hero to talk about, and I probably have zero nice things to say about him while I'm actually fighting him. But then looking back in retrospect, um, he's just so cool. I love Sherlock quite a bit. I think he's the funniest hero in the game. Definitely. How he can just reverse crowd controls on you and just clear. Oh, he's so cool. And the design as well, man. I wish I could have gotten the avatar from the last event, but it was not meant to be. The fates deemed it not so. But nobody on my server has it either, which is nice because I don't have to be reminded of it anymore. So there's that. What I'm thinking of doing now is getting a large BQA as my second damage dealer. This would remove her as a tenant, but also make her a good source of damage and also of sustain, because her heals are pretty decent. She's kind of awkward how she functions, and it's really hard to get a real handle of what she's doing when you're watching a fight. The after fight, heal amounts and damage amounts, they don't be lying. They say that she does a fair bit. So I'll just trust those numbers, and then we'll work from there. Huge active skill. Bam. 4 dead. That's sort of the trick here with these sorts of Holmes Young waves. You need to land the chases on the Holmes. The only time it's not going to be the case is with the wave I'm currently stuck on, which is going to be 842, which is, if you recall, 741. No, not 741. 7 something. 711, I think, and then also 531. It's triple Holmes, triple Valk. Obviously quite nasty. but I think that's going to be the last problematic one. I can handle Gaggies pretty well at this point, just because I can just nuke them down rather quickly. Um, my team doesn't tend to die after one round against Gaggies, so it's not going to be super problematic. Absolutely skipping that, which was bizarre, but it is what it is. But speaking of skipping a Gaggy, um, yeah, it's just not super problematic of a hero for me at this time. He was with 745 when I had LFA, but when you have a huge Star Swordsman Mockman, well, there's only so much you can do against this absolute terror. Yeah, I love him. I love him a lot. I think he's the coolest Transcendence hero. You can be very interactive with him despite it being an idle game that you can't really interact with. Just the position based stances and all that. There's a lot of RNG, which kind of is irritating, but it's also really cool when it works out. Just super, super cool hero. Not to mention the design. That cape is hard. I want one of those. I want that cape. But anyway, back on topic. 836 now. I feel like there were other problematic stages, like 837 or 8 or something like that, that caused me a little bit of trouble that we actually skipped over in the footage. Yeah, this one. Turns out actually kind of free um, at this point. So, like, I tried this for maybe like I don't even know how long I tried this for. It just wasn't very long. You'll see me swap the build around after this. Maybe, maybe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have to go give SSM his torch back. So here's what he's rocking with. I don't really enjoy the CI offset, but it is what it is. What am I doing? I don't remember. I guess I'm showing the train now. 12.7 mil. Okay, I guess that's it. I don't know what's gonna pop up here. Yeah, yeah. So I guess I just skipped over 837, which is fine by me because we've all seen that stage a billion times before, just with less stats. So to sort of rinse and repeat there. 838. Not as bad as 833 because there's one fewer Sherlock and one fewer Holmes. So this is going to be relatively free. You'll notice SSM taking -1s at this point. He is absolutely humongous. You cannot keep this guy down. I'm taking -1s in PvP even against people with similar power, which probably a combination of debuffs and the specific treasure trains that I have. But yeah, so now we need the support cast to kill this Sherlock, which is going to take an absolutely huge amount of time. But what can you do? Sherlock's not too dangerous of a hero in isolation. And so we will just have to watch, which I don't mind a whole ton. But yeah, we are approaching 100 million attack now. We are approaching another Nirvana hero. It's going to be BQA, and then I might make HHA a Nirvana hero as well, depending on how things go. I do need to figure out my second homeowner situation because I am lacking direction at this point. Right now, SSM is my only established homeowner, which is not great. I'm obviously managing, but I need to find another homeowner, and I don't know if it's going to be BQA and put SFX back in the tenant slot, and just have BQA be a heal damage person in my team, which I think would be fine. Although I'm still not sure I enjoy her a ton in PvP quite yet. There are other heroes I'd rather have, at least while I don't have a Twine immune SSM. Perhaps when I lose Twine immunity, I can just kind of phase PvE out. I'm not entirely sure. What's up next? 8310. I don't have footage of this, but I do have a screenshot. Two boss enemies again, which is bizarre and funny, but it didn't matter in the end. And then lastly, we have myself, slot 24. I'll show you around. We'll go on a little tour. You'll notice 93.9 million attack now with the flickering torch. We'll throw this back on. And then what would an SSM video be without a little bit of PvP action? I think we can do that. I think we should be fine. I don't think we need armor break for PvP, so we'll go skill damage. I lied, we're going to go crit damage. Yeah, I think I prefer that. Bam. And then let's just take a quick glance at everybody else. HHA can lose his flag. We're going to give him... Where are my demon bells? Okay, so yeah. So what I've been doing is I'm losing MFF from my team. I don't think she carries a whole lot of benefit. The dodge and DR and CI is very nice, so I haven't regressed her yet, but I just don't use her a whole heck of a lot outside of bosses right now. And then BQA will also give a demon bell too. So there, we'll remove that from Alakita, who I am planning to build up. But if you have ideas as to my second homeowner, my current plan is as soon as I get her Nirvana, I'm going to regress Freya, maybe, and then build up SFX again to be his tenant, and that would put BQA in a home, and conveniently I have PDE and TBB to be her slots 2 and 4 tenants, as you can see here. So pretty convenient build. I also have an FQV who can go somewhere. Maybe if I keep Freya around just to be tankier, that would provide a use for my DGN. I might do that. I don't know, very confusing. And then that just leaves the whole Alakita wild card, because I obviously want to have Alakita, but she's not being very efficient because BQA is going to be gummed up in a home or in a tenant slot, depending on how I do it. And she's obviously not a tenant for anybody that I'm going to be building anytime soon. So interesting position I'm in here. Eloise and 4Cs. I just got my 4Cs mythic skin just this week, which is nice. But yeah, so let us find a victim, shall we? How fast is my SSM? 2,910. He's a bit quick. So we're going to go over to Horde 7 and see if we can find anybody we know. Cobalt. I don't know. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these profile pictures. Off the bat, anyway. None of these look particularly threatening. Let's see if anybody's in Horde 9. Hyde. Definitely don't want to touch that guy. Cranky, definitely not. Anybody not using a TVB? Yeah, I'm staying away from that one for sure. Yeah, everybody's got TVBs these days. Yggdrasil. I've seen him around the Discord lately. Not many interactions, but he seems pretty cool. I guess I'll just go back here and then find you. And then I'll just hope you're not using a Dragon Rui. And then we'll see how it goes. We're going to go slot 1, SSM, and we're going to go PDE core, just in case you are using Dragon Rui. And then we'll put in BQA. And then we'll just see how it goes. It doesn't look like Dragon Rui. Either no Dragon Rui or just didn't high roll the few percentage. And he's stunned, so that means he's not going to activate his Destiny or counterattack, which really, really sucks. He's an extremely silly hero. Extremely fun. It's just, you can't really see his Destiny activate a lot of the time, just because there's no animation with it aside from the green Destiny orbs that appear on the enemy. And what that means is you just get really comical. Let's see if we can handle this. Just teams dying. That looks like a Dragon Rui on the TVB, which I don't know if I'm actually slower or if that was just the energy feed talking. So let's find that person again, and then I'm just going to blow the rest of my attempts on this guy probably. Dragon Rui again. I have my own TPV with Dragon Rui. Why don't we try that? Yeah, it's not going to go very well, but we're going to keep on trying, I think, until. Yeah, this is just not good. Good lord. Okay. Um. Okay, so I think it's time for a new plan. I think we maybe try this. Throw the lucky candy bar on there, and then we throw on damage reduction for holy damage, and then we see how this goes. Will there be any sort of justice in this last attempt? So now we are Twine immune, but I feel as though we're just going to get debuffed to hell and back. Or just CC'd. Okay, whatever. Yeah, not very fun. The debuff meta is coming. It is upon us. And it's going to be very funny, so I built her just in case I needed her, which I suspect I will. But we'll find a victim for us. Hello. Nobody tell on me, please. It's a secret. Let's just see how it goes. Yeah. Yeah. Watch his DTV is going to embarrass me as soon as the round starts. God, I hope not. Okay, yeah, we're safe. We are safe. And then I obviously need to try one more time, but with SSM in the back row. And to be fair, we'll put BQA back in. And I don't know if her core is good or not, but we won't use TDB this time. Oh, I just realized I don't have PDE in here. So we obviously need to try one more time and put PDE back in so that we don't get absolutely twined to death. Yeah, I really like this hero. I like him a whole ton. I wish that we could use a big BQA at the moment. Obviously, we will in the future if I decide to make her my second homeowner. But I think her attack needs to exceed SSM's or at least be similar for us to get a really nice looking stuff going on with the extra damage that she provides. In terms of Melissa, I'm not really sure how she's going to be. I should run Snow Hearts against this guy, I think, because that would allow the enemy team to hit the SSM a lot before his TVB attacks. And that would just make the TVB a lot less threatening because we might be able to kill it with counterattacks. Yeah, okay. So, oh, I had a trans flag on. That's not good. Bam, and then bam. And then we're going to see if this helped. That is a fast, fast TPP. Two snow hearts, and it's still the fastest on the team. That is really funny. The DTV CC'd my Mockman. My God, we have to end on a high note here, or I'm gonna get upset. Okay, should probably put CC Purify on since this is the approach I'm taking. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. I decided to be mean, and now I'm losing, and now I'm embarrassed. But I think if we put Control Purify on, I think we're gonna be fine. Nobody tell Hill. Okay, so I think his SQH should get an active, which is gonna free me. I also notice that he doesn't have a core active on his current setup. So this is obviously not like a super legitimate. Okay, I think we're done beating up Hill because I'm just making me look bad at this point. So I think that's going to be it. We'll look at the leaderboards here. Still number 24, so that's nice. That hasn't changed. If I clear this before anybody else, that will shoot me to 19, which will be cool. But I doubt that'll happen because all of these guys are absolute freaks. Who are much larger than I am. So I bet with a bit of elbow grease, they would have a lot easier of a time than I'm having right now. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any recommendations for any routing, it would be much appreciated. I am still not sure what to do. Um, I'm thinking maybe we could do an A tier DGN to be a second damage dealer. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I bet she's also expensive, right? Yeah, bit out of what I'm willing to pay for a second two. That'd be nice, but again, it's not really reasonable in terms of the starry gem cost when I can have other things instead. DGN's tenants are absolutely terrible. So I think I'm just going to leave her as a tenant for somebody else. Or maybe not, because this is looking grim too. Speaking of grim tenant situations, SSM is a tenant for two heroes still. No justification for that I can think of, aside from maybe they just don't like him. So with that, thank you very much. I'll show you this. We have one, two, three more upgrades to do with this, which means we can definitely hit 100 million attack before we need to do any more events for progression. So I'm just going to bide my time, wait for maybe Black Friday to come around before our next big thing. And in the meantime, I'm going to be farming stellar shards, building up my heroes, getting soul symbols. And while we wait, thank you for watching. Stay handsome and or pretty, my lovely viewers. I love you.